Ciao, what's up everybody? Alright, so I've been super busy doing another project. Just got me busy full of time. It's been a couple days since we've had a video. How you guys doing? I've been getting this question a lot, is through email and direct messages and even comments, is how much of a budget would I need for just a 10-day visit? So that's what we're going to cover. If you're coming to Vietnam for 10 days, how much should you plan to bring with you? And I'm going to break down different people and different styles of traveling to really help you out with a decision of how much money to bring. And if I even recommend to bring cash at all. So let's get into it. If you do like this video, it'd be cool if you subscribe to the channel. If not, no worries. Again, we're putting a lot of content on Patreon due to YouTube being super weird lately with their stuff. If you want to hear about that, you can sign up for the Patreon. If you don't want to sign up, it's no big deal. Just know that there's going to be content put out there on a weekly basis that would usually be a part of the regular YouTube channel. So how much would I budget if I was on a 10-day trip? Well, this is going to depend on numerous factors here. The first factor is, are you coming here to like party and hang out in just Saigon? Are you coming here to actually see the country and like travel around? Are you coming here to like come with your girlfriend and travel around, or come with your girlfriend and party? How many cities are you going to go to? Are you wanting to count the money in for flight, or have you already booked your flights to the other cities and hotel and just want to know what kind of money you should be bringing for a 10-day excursion? So first off, if you're going to party, you could easily, like if you're going to be a dude that's like a bachelor and you're going to come and hit like all these lady bars and go to clubs and buy bottles, and you could easily shoot through $2,000 no problem in a 10-day period, maybe even more if you're like going crazy. Now if you're just going to come and stay in Saigon, just drink some beers and maybe try to get some dates or something with some girls, I would say $1,000 would do you okay. I would say that's close to the same budget for if you're a couple and you're staying in Saigon. Probably $1,000 or somewhere around there would be fine. I think pretty much for most people, to answer the question pretty quickly, because I know a lot of people don't like to watch all the way through, or they think I talk about it too much, which is fine. Some people find it interesting to hear the details, so I would say $1,000 cash would be what I would bring if I was you for a 10-day trip. And then get it exchanged at a money exchange, of course. That would probably be my personal course of action for a trip to Vietnam. You're gonna get charged a little bit of fees if you got a regular bank card, but it's nothing too crazy. You know, you're talking like upwards of $8 to pull out maybe like $350. So a little pricey, but I mean, I don't think you need to bring more than $1,000 cash. Then you're worrying about bringing around cash. I don't know. I'm not a big proponent of bringing gigantic amounts of cash. I would say it's relatively okay to just like say that $1,000 for a 10-day trip is probably going to be okay. Most of the time, if you're going to be here for a 10-day trip, you're probably only going to go one or two other places. Maybe Saigon and then Da Nang, or Saigon then Nha Trang, and maybe Mekong, or maybe Hue. You know, Hue. My bad. My terrible Vietnamese that I should know more of. It's okay. You can tell me I should learn more. I've lived here for 3 years in the comments. I know, you're probably correct. So, I would say a safe bet would be $1,000. And it depending on like where you're gonna go in Vietnam and what you're trying to do. Maybe if you're a couple and you're gonna eat like high-end dining, you could spend some money just in food easily. But definitely the easiest way to waste money, or not even waste, is to spend money, especially if you're in Saigon, is to just go like party somewhere every night. Go to a club, do all kinds of stuff like that, and you're for sure quickly going to spend a good amount of money. Now if you come here and stay at a moderate hotel and you mainly eat like Vietnamese food and you're not looking for high-end, I think $1,000 would be very easily done. Even less. You could probably do it for $500 to $750. And if your drinking's only going to be buying some beers at like the Kmart and walking around and going to Boi Vien and sitting in the middle there where like all the cheap beers are, that should work pretty well for you. I don't think you'll have a problem with that. again, I think it all depends on like what you do with your trip. So that's where you would want to plan accordingly, or what kind of budget you would want to spend on your trip. If you do eat, like I said, fancy food, that can be just as expensive as the West, you know. It's still cheaper. Like you can get a good hot pot for like 2 people for $50, no problem. You can get a good Korean barbecue for 2 people for $50. So I mean, it's not too crazy. I think it all just is factoring what type of person are you, what do you plan on doing. I don't know the prices of like crazy stuff with girls, so don't really ask me about that. That I'm sure you can figure out on your own or through some other forms of means. But on a 10-day trip, I would probably just do Saigon and one other location. Like to go to like what I would do if I was gonna go on a 10-day trip here. I'd probably go to Saigon. Honestly, I'd go to Saigon and Nha Trang. I'd do 5 days in Saigon, 5 days in Nha Trang. Personally, especially if you want to go to a nice beach city and just relax for like 5 days. If you've been in a spot that's not that great weather-wise, and you want to go really chill out somewhere and be chilling and have a nice room that's affordable and eat some pretty good food and have access to a little bit of nightlife. Like Nha Trang nightlife isn't crazy, but and then the other choice I would probably do is Da Nang. And then the bonus thing with Da Nang is you've got Hoi An right there, so you can double up and do 2 places. And then you can do Banana Hills and go up the cable car. So Da Nang is going to offer more of a tourist experience. Like Saigon, Da Nang, and Hoi An is all easily done in 10 days. So that might be a good value for the trip, especially if it's only 10 days. That might be a really, really good way to get like I said, a good value out of the trip to where it will be, worthwhile of the 10 days. Personally, I think like if you're coming from the States, a 10-day trip is pretty short. But I know most employment isn't going to let you go more than 14 days. But I would try to cap it like the 14 days. Like if you do have the opportunity to, if you get a 2-week vacation. I understand. It depends on your job. Like, unlike a lot of people make it seem in like the news comments about like visas and stuff, most people simply can't go on a vacation longer than 2 weeks. Which is honestly where I still think the mindset of the Vietnamese government is at. Like people are like, it didn't change after Tet. There's no visa change. Well, it doesn't change that fast. You have to understand the country shuts down for, 11 days. They get backed up with all kinds of other stuff. They won't even start talking about that there is going to be a visa change for like another, maybe in March at best, would be my guess. As we know, February goes by fairly quickly as it's a short month. I think that there will be a change in visas. I just have no idea what they are. I go into pretty good detail about that in today's Patreon video. Like I speak pretty frank and off the cuff, so I can kind of be a little bit more, to the point on Patreon. So again, those are privately uploaded videos to Patreon only. Content made for just Patreon. I think that was a 20-minute video we shot for that today. So as you can see, I'm walking home now. I am tired with the new project that I've started. I've been working a lot. But hopefully good things come from it. Time shall tell. We shall see. So I think really that's all I've got to say about the 10-day budget that people keep asking me about. I think $1,000 is suffice. Now, if you didn't book hotels, which I don't know what kind of person doesn't book hotels, so I almost say that that's not even an option. I would imagine anybody that's already got a 10-day trip has booked their hotels and their flight accommodations, so they're just talking about budget for food and stuff. Again, my personal pick, I would also, if I had money, if I had, some palpable amount of money, I would highly think about going to Con Dao Island in the south below Vung Tau for at least a few days to see probably the most beautiful island in Vietnam, besides a few others. That this one though, they really take care of. But it is expensive. The food's expensive. The hotel's expensive. Everything's expensive in Con Dao. I mean, if you kind of think about it, it makes sense. They have to get everything there by boat or by plane. So you do take a cool little bipropeller plane. It's not like a small one. It's like a major size jet type deal. But it's still kind of a fun experience. So yeah, that's the videos, guys. The video. We're going to be trying to get back to one a day on the channel. I took the weekend off because I was just super busy throughout the weekend, running around doing all kinds of stuff, and the camera was not a priority like at that time, you know. So I appreciate you guys for sticking with it, hanging with me. We'll try to get back to one a day at least, and then like about three on Patreon. The times of 2 a day on the YouTube are probably, I don't know. They may come back, I don't know. YouTube, like I said, has made it a bit discouraging to put out that much content now with the little amount that is handed back as of like a month ago. So it is what it is. Keep moving forward in life. We keep her moving, eh? So as ever, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Stay frosty. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.